The Sussex holiday card has been released, and it is about as pathetic as you would expect. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. Well, after William and Catherine released a beautiful Christmas card featuring themselves and their three beautiful children, of course we knew Meghan and Harry were going to release something. While we didn't know exactly what it was going to be, we did have a feeling it would probably be something we could make a mockery of. And folks, I gotta tell you, in this, the Sussexes did not disappoint. So the card features Meghan and Harry. They're at Invictus, I guess, and they're clapping. Meghan is grinning like an absolute maniac. She looks like she just escaped the Institute for the Criminally Insane where she was being kept. And Harry, he's smiling for once, but still looking a little uncomfortable because I guess for him at this point smiling seems really unnatural. Before we address the question of where on earth are the invisible children, let's talk about the words on the card. We've got, on behalf of the office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Archwell Productions, and Archwell Foundation. We wish you a very happy holiday season. Thanks for all the support in 2023. I mean, who are they thanking for all the support in 2023? Because this is coming right after they have been named the biggest losers of 2023 in Hollywood. Pretty sure the consensus is nobody was supporting the two of them in 2023, and that's why they fell flat on their faces so many times. Are they saying thank you to Spotify for canceling their contract and calling the two of them grifters? Or is it Netflix they want to thank? Well, they should be thanking Netflix because so far Netflix hasn't canceled their contract. Are they saying thank you to all the late night comedians who made jokes at their expense? Or, oh, I don't know, maybe they're saying thank you to the shows like South Park and Family Guy who lampooned them in front of a worldwide audience. Perhaps they're saying thank you to all the US media publications, and some in the UK as well, that willingly publish their PR puff pieces that don't contain even an ounce of truth. Those are the people they should be thanking at least. All the people who kept their names in the headlines for doing diddly squat. So according to the Mail Online, this year's digital card also linked to the couple's annual Archwell Foundational Impact Report, which was released earlier this week alongside a slick video documenting some of the pair's volunteer work. I swear the two of them are just so mixed up. They don't know whether they're coming or going. And that's why they keep on trying on all these different hats. They don't know who they are. They have no real identity. They don't know if they're humanitarians or actors or podcasters. I mean, they can't succeed at anything, so they just keep trying new stuff to see what sticks, and nothing sticks. But it seems that they still have not figured out the reason nothing sticks is because they're lazy and they don't put any effort into anything. They have shown us that they really believe themselves to be so great and wonderful. They should receive millions of dollars for just being themselves, for just sharing their opinions, their truth on matters. Like anybody cares what they have to say. They are not experts on anything. They are not qualified to discuss anything. But that still hasn't stopped them. Just think about how anytime there's some real life crisis, Meghan and Harry have to release a statement, like people are just waiting with bated breath to see what they have to say. What makes them think that people are interested in hearing the opinions of a dim-witted, lazy prince and a gold-digging, washed-up, mediocre at best ex-actress? Let's compare this Christmas card with the one released by William and Catherine. So William and Catherine released a gorgeous Christmas card. It's featuring the two of them, as well as Prince George and little Princess Charlotte, and my favorite, little Prince Louis looking dapper as all get out. The photo released by the Wales family I also really appreciate because it looks like a photo that could be released by any family. They're not wearing fancy clothing, they're just all dressed in these white button downs and dark pants. Dark jeans, I think they're all wearing actually. I can't tell with William, he may be wearing slacks, but Catherine's wearing jeans, and it looks like Prince George is also wearing some jeans or slacks. Little Princess Charlotte's wearing jeans, and Prince Louis, either slacks or jeans, it's hard to tell. But they just look like a normal family. You can tell they love each other, they are happy to be there. I really appreciate, too, how Prince George has a somewhat serious look on his face. I guess he's already thinking about the fact that one day he will be king. Unlike Meghan's Cheshire Cat maniac grin, Catherine has a very warm smile, and that's a smile we always see on her because it's authentic, it's genuine. William's smile also just radiates warmth and happiness, and the kids are the same. Looking at the Wales family photo, it's also crazy to me how fast those kids are growing up. I mean, George is almost as tall as Catherine at this point. And then Charlotte, you can tell just by looking at the photo, this is a mature young lady. This is a girl who is not afraid to put her brothers in their place. But most importantly, you can tell looking at this black and white photo of William and Catherine and the kids, they're a real family. They love each other. Their smiles are genuine. They're not forced or fake like Meghan and Harry's. And speaking of Meghan and Harry and their Christmas photo, where are the invisible children? Actually, this is the second year in a row that Meghan and Harry have put out a holiday photo that didn't feature the Invisibles at all. I mean, again, if they're trying to be more relatable, if they're trying to get people to like them, they should at least include the children in their Christmas card. I mean, what family doesn't? It's just bizarre. Stuff like this is what makes me still doubt the existence of these children. The way Meghan and Harry act about them is just so weird. It'll be months that we don't hear anything about them. We'll see Meghan and Harry out and about doing all kinds of stuff without the kids, and we don't hear anything at all about the children. And then all of a sudden, they'll share this story about the kids that's clearly an attempt to make them seem like relatable parents, but they fail every time. Just think about when Meghan showed up late to Invictus and claimed that she was late because she had to do the school run and get the kids milkshakes. The story didn't even make sense. I don't know why she bothered sharing that. Another thing about Meghan and Harry's Christmas card that really stands out to me is that this really shows how completely lacking in self awareness they are. Instead of being like William and Catherine and putting out a photo that makes them seem more down to earth, Meghan and Harry did the opposite. They produced this glitzy photo of themselves, Meghan with her hair back, wearing a fancy dress that she thinks looks good on her. They're trying to just remind all of us that they're fancy, they're special, they get to go to these glamorous events that we wouldn't dream of going to. Naturally, people online are speculating about why the invisible children are left off the Christmas card. Now, some people are wondering if it has something to do with their appearance, and I think it could be. Now, if the children are real, whether or not they came from a surrogate or not, if they don't look the way Megan wants them to look, and let's remember, for her appearances are everything, then I absolutely believe she would exclude them from a public Christmas card. She wouldn't want people to know that they look like the Markles or that they look like her mother, that they have black features, for example. Whenever Meghan and Harry talk about the kids, they talk about them as if they have none of Meghan's DNA. We're supposed to believe that both kids have red hair and that supposedly Lilibet has big blue eyes. Again, how is that possible? Even Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, does not seem to have blue eyes. In the photos I have seen of Thomas Markle, he appears to have light brown or maybe hazel eyes. I don't see how it could be possible that Meghan and Harry produced a child with big blue eyes. The story about the invisible children just makes less and less sense as time goes on. I mean, we know Megan. If she had custody of those children, she would be using them to make money. I mean, just think of the endless merching opportunities. Meghan Markle would be showing those kids off to anybody who would pay money to see them. And that's why I don't believe the story they're telling that they want to protect their children's privacy. If Meghan and Harry really cared about their family's privacy, they wouldn't put themselves in the news all the time. I mean, by doing whatever they can to get their own names in the news on a constant basis, Meghan and Harry are endangering their children if they have any. The safest way to maintain their privacy would be to just lay low and stop trying to get attention all the time. But then that would deprive Megan of her narc fuel. Let's remember, she is so desperate for attention because that's the only way that she can validate her existence. You see, most of us don't need all this external validation. Most of us can look at our relationships with other people and also our relationship with ourselves and feel some sense of satisfaction and contentment. But Megan cannot do that because just like South Park portrayed, Megan is empty inside. Another thing about this card is that clearly this is damage control. Megan is desperate at this point. She knows that she has blown it in Hollywood. She knows that corporations do not want to work with her or Harry. She knows that she has burned all bridges back to the royal family. So what is she going to do except pretend everything is okay? The image they used for this card is actually taken from Getty Images. They couldn't even do a photo shoot. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Harry refused to participate in this whole charade. I think at this point, it's Meghan who is driving this brand. Harry has given up altogether. I think at this point, Harry probably is trying to figure out some way to escape, But I don't think it's going to be easy. Right before Endgame was released, we were reading all these stories about Harry trying to make peace with his father and trying to reestablish that bond. But then, after what Scooby Doo put in the Dutch translation, naming King Charles as a member of the royal family who said something racist about artificial skin tone, I think the possibility of reconciliation is off the table for now at least. Even the king can only take so much. The abuse coming from Montecito has been relentless, and it's been going on now for nearly 4 years. I also couldn't help but notice that Meghan didn't bother including Archwell audio on this card. I wonder why. But she did make sure to include Archwell Productions. See, with that, she wants us to believe that everything is fine with Netflix. They're not thinking of canceling our contract. Yeah, whatever. I think at this point, if the two of them don't produce something quick, Netflix is done with them. And as for Archwell Foundation, well, we've already heard the news that Archwell Foundation lost money in 2023. That is not the sign of a healthy foundation. This card is really just a sign of Megan spiraling out of control. That is exactly what we're seeing right now. I also find it really funny that Megan thought this was the best photo she could find of herself. I mean, her posture looks horrible. That insane grin she's got on her face does nothing for her skin. It makes her wrinkles look a lot deeper. They didn't even bother photoshopping out the guy right behind Megan's shoulder. Who is that? How is he involved in all this? And then we got the woman who appears to be laughing at Harry and Meghan while they're applauding themselves. Because, yes, that is who they're applauding right now. They're applauding themselves for their work with Invictus. Like I said before, totally unhinged. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please let me know your opinion below in the comments section about this Christmas card. Don't forget to like and share this video with anybody else who would enjoy it. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.